Before special effects, fast-paced series, and explosive finales, television won over audiences more simply, with strong storytelling, deeply human characters, and a lot of heart. In 1972, The Waltons premiered, a series set during the Great Depression that followed the daily lives of a large family living on Waltons Mountain, Virginia. More than just a TV show, The Waltons became a weekly embrace and left a lasting mark on generations around the world. But what happened to the actors who brought this special family to life? Before The Waltons, many were still searching for their place in Hollywood. After the series, nothing was ever quite the same. The Waltons wasn't just about one family, it was about values, unity, and hope in difficult times. Decades later, the series remains a symbol of comfort, nostalgia, and humanity. And each actor, whether still active or long gone, helped build one of the greatest legacies in television history. Because The Waltons wasn't just a TV series, it was, and still is, a family the whole world adopted. Richard Thomas was born in 1951 in New York City. Even before making his way to television, Richard had already attracted attention in films such as Winning alongside Paul Newman and Last Summer, showing that he was much more than just a nice guy face. In 1972, at the age of 21, Richard Thomas made television history by portraying John Boy Walton Jr., the eldest son of the Walton family. John Boy was sensitive, curious, passionate about books, and dreamed of becoming a writer, exactly the kind of character that connected with entire generations of viewers. Throughout the series, John Boy grows up, faces financial hardship, loses loved ones, goes to college, and matures emotionally, reflecting the challenges faced by America during the Great Depression. The character became so iconic that Richard Thomas won an Emmy Award in 1973 for the role. After The Waltons, he built a solid career without being tied to a single character. He appeared in dozens of TV series, films, and especially stage productions. On television, he took part in projects such as the 1990 miniseries It, Wonder Boys, Ozark, and The Americans. Richard Thomas is currently 75 years old and still acts occasionally. Ralph Waits was born in 1928 in New York City. Before Hollywood, he worked as a U.S. Marine, a social worker, and even a Presbyterian minister. In other words, he truly understood real life, and that made all the difference later on. In 1972, at the age of 44, Ralph Waite was chosen to play John Walton Sr., the patriarch of the Walton family. His character was the classic father of rural America in the 1930s, a tireless worker, firm when necessary, but deeply loving. John Walton wasn't perfect. He made mistakes, showed emotion, lost his temper, and that's exactly what made him so human and unforgettable. Ralph Waite's performance helped turn the character into a true symbol of fatherhood on American television. After The Waltons ended, Ralph Waite appeared in numerous TV series and films, but a new generation came to know him as Gibbs' father on NCIS. He also appeared in productions such as The Mississippi, Carnival, Bones, and several made-for-TV movies. Beyond acting, Waite was deeply involved in social and political causes, even running for the United States Congress. Ralph Waite passed away in 2014 at the age of 85 from natural causes. Michael Learned was born in 1939 in Washington, D.C. The daughter of a diplomat, she spent much of her childhood outside the United States, living in countries such as Austria and Switzerland. This exposure to different cultures helped shape her artistic sensitivity. Before television, Michael devoted herself primarily to the theater, where she developed an intense and refined acting style. In 1972, at the age of 33, Michael Learned was chosen to portray Olivia Walton, the mother of the large Walton family. Olivia was the emotional center of the household, loving, religious, firm when necessary, and emotionally strong. Unlike the stereotype of the perfect housewife, Olivia faced doubts, illness, loss, and family crises, always with humanity and empathy. Michael Learn's performance was so remarkable that she won 3 Emmy Awards for the role. After the Waltons ended, Michael appeared in popular series such as Nurse, Scrubs, Living Dolls, and Monster. In addition to television, she maintained a strong connection to the theater throughout her life, showing that her true passion has always been acting. Ellen Corby was born in 1911 in Wisconsin. Even before the Waltons, Ellen already had a long and distinguished Hollywood career, appearing in dozens of films and television series since the 1930s. In 1972, at the age of 61, Ellen Corby was cast as Esther Walton, the unforgettable Grandma Walton. Grumpy, sharp-tongued, stubborn, and extremely loving, Grandma Walton quickly became one of the most beloved characters on the series. Her blunt remarks, dry humor, and affectionate relationship with her husband, Grandpa Walton, won over audiences. In 1976, Ellen suffered a stroke that affected her speech and mobility. The series then adapted the scripts to keep the character alive while respecting her limitations, a true testament to the affection both the production and the audience had for her. Despite her challenges, Ellen continued to appear in several episodes and reunion films connected to the series. After the Waltons ended, her health no longer allowed for an intense work schedule, and she gradually stepped away from acting. Ellen Corby passed away in 1999 at the age of 87 from natural causes. Will Geer was born in 1902 in Indiana. He began his career in the 1920s, appeared in classic Hollywood films, and became one of the great figures of American theater. He was also well known for his political activism and for taking a firm stand in defense of artistic freedom. Before the series, Geer went through a difficult period during the McCarthy era when he was placed on Hollywood's infamous blacklist. In 1972, already 70 years old, Will Geer was chosen to portray Zebulon Grandpa Walton, the eldest patriarch of the Walton family. His character was wise, good-humored, a lover of nature, and known for his memorable lines. Grandpa Walton represented the family's deep connection to the land, to simple values, and to wisdom passed down from generation to generation. Sadly, Will Geer passed away during the production of the series. He died in 1978 at the age of 76 due to respiratory problems. His death was deeply felt by the cast and by fans of the show. Judy Norton was born in 1958 in California. Before becoming known worldwide, Judy was already working as a child actress and model, appearing in commercials and small television roles at a very young age. In 1972, at just 14 years old, she joined the cast of The Waltons, portraying Mary Ellen Walton, the eldest daughter of the family. Mary Ellen began the series as a shy and responsible teenager, but over the years experienced one of the greatest character evolutions on the show. She matured, faced family conflicts, sought independence, and later became a nurse, reflecting the growth and changing roles of women during that era. After The Waltons ended in 1981, Judy Norton continued acting in films and television series such as Bluff and Disorganized Zone. She also took part in theater projects and events connected to the series. Over the years, Judy has maintained a very close relationship with the Waltons fan community. She is currently 68 years old. Joe Conley was born in 1928 in New York City. He worked in theater, low-budget films, and numerous television series throughout the 1950s and 1960s, almost always portraying ordinary, everyday men. Before the Waltons, Conley had already appeared in productions such as Mr. Ed and Bracken's World. He wasn't a major star, but he was the kind of actor everyone recognized. In 1972, at the age of 44, Joe Conley joined the Waltons, portraying Ike Godsey, the owner of the general store in Walton's Mountain. Ike was gruff, frugal to the last penny, and always complaining, but deep down, he had a huge heart. His relationship with Corabeth, his wife on the series, provided some of the most human and emotional moments of the show. Joe Conley managed to turn a supporting character into one of the most beloved figures in the Walton's Mountain community. After the series ended, Joe Connolly appeared in the Waltons reunion movies, keeping his connection to the character Ike Godsey alive for many years. Joe Connolly passed away in 2013 at the age of 85. Cammie Cotler was born in 1965 in California. Before becoming famous, Cammie was simply a curious child, and it was exactly that naturalness that caught the producer's attention. In 1972, at just 7 years old, she joined the cast of The Waltons to play Elizabeth Walton, the youngest member of the family. Elizabeth was bright, talkative, curious, and extremely observant. Throughout the series, audiences watched her grow up, from childhood into adolescence, always with that innocent yet strong sense of personality. Elizabeth wasn't just cute. She questioned things, made mistakes, learned, and reacted to changes within her family and the world around her. After the series ended, Cammie appeared in a few The Waltons reunion films, but made a rare decision in Hollywood. She stepped away from acting. She chose to focus on her education, earned a degree in education, and built a career as a teacher and school administrator. Even away from the spotlight, Cammie has maintained a special bond with fans of the series, occasionally taking part in events, interviews, and anniversary reunions. She is currently 61 years old. David W. Harper was born in 1961 in Texas. In 1972, at just 11 years old, he joined the cast of The Waltons portraying Jim Bob Walton, one of the younger sons of the family. Jim Bob was curious, inventive, and passionate about engines, radios, and anything that could be taken apart and put back together. His big dream was to become an engineer, and the series followed his journey from childhood into young adulthood. After the series ended, David W. Harper appeared in the Waltons reunion movies and made a few appearances in other television productions. Over time, however, he stepped away from acting and chose a more private life, far from the Hollywood spotlight. David went on to work in business and technology, staying in touch with fans mainly through conventions and special The Waltons events, where he is still warmly received. He is currently 65 years old. Mary Beth McDonough was born in 1961 in California. Before becoming well-known, Mary appeared in commercials and took on small roles in television productions. In 1972, at just 11 years old, she joined the cast of The Waltons, portraying Erin Walton, one of the sweetest and most responsible daughters in the family. Erin was polite, romantic, and dreamed of a better future. One of her most memorable storylines came when she began working as a telephone operator and later took on positions with greater responsibility, symbolizing women's growing entry into the workforce during that historical period. After The Waltons ended, Mary Beth continued acting for a time, appearing in TV series and made-for-television films. However, her life took a challenging turn when she faced serious health issues resulting from a failed medical treatment. Years later, Mary Beth chose to share her story in the book Lessons from the Mountain, in which she speaks openly about early fame, hardship, resilience, and personal growth, a work that deeply moved many fans of the series. She is currently 65 years old. John Walmsley was born in 1956 in England. He worked as a child actor in the United Kingdom and was also a musician, showing early talent for guitar and songwriting. In the early 1970s, he moved to the United States and began appearing in small television productions. Shortly afterward, in 1972, at the age of 16, he joined the cast of The Waltons, portraying Jason Walton, the second son of the family. Jason was the family's musician, sensitive, introspective, and deeply passionate about sound and melody. Many of the musical moments performed by Jason were actually played by John Walmsley himself. After The Waltons ended, John appeared in the series' reunion films, but chose to focus primarily on his music career. He became a composer, producer, and professional musician, worked on soundtracks, recorded albums, and collaborated with other artists over the years. John Walmsley is now 70 years old. He has stepped away from regular acting and lives a more private life, dedicated to music and his family. Eric Scott was born in 1958 in California. Before becoming a familiar face to audiences, Eric made small appearances in television series in the early 1970s. In 1972, at the age of 14, he joined the cast of the Waltons, portraying Benjamin "Ben" Walton, one of the most charismatic sons of the family. Ben was creative, entrepreneurial, and always full of ideas for making money. Over the course of the series, the character matured significantly, growing from an impulsive boy into a responsible young man. Ben Walton also represented the American entrepreneurial spirit, constantly trying to help his family through new ventures. After the Waltons ended, Eric Scott continued acting for a time, including appearances in the series' reunion films. Later, he chose to step away from acting, but even outside of television, Eric has maintained a strong connection to the Waltons' legacy, frequently taking part in conventions, interviews, and fan events. Today, Scott is 67 years old and owns a package delivery service in Encino, California.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more amazing content, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and share this video with your friends and family. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us continue creating fantastic videos like this one. Thanks again, and see you next time.